Hare Krishna, chapter 5.
Before it is 4.
You said chapter 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not a main point. Yeah, I told you. Okay. Acha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'd like to welcome you all to the second set of prayers from Sukadeva Gosvami for the process of empowerment, which we all very desperately need. So I'd like to once again welcome Her Grace Narayani Mataji. Narayani Mataji is a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and she joined ISKCON way back in 1970 in Boston, before most of you are born. 55 years.
Oh, thank you. That's magic. It is pretty out of the hat. Magician here. Mataji joined in 1970 in Boston, and has been serving Srila Prabhupada all these years. Many different roles. She was handpicked to come to India way back in 1972, and she served in Calcutta Temple as the head pujari for many years, Bombay Temple through all those turbulent years when ISKCON was trying to get the property. She served as an educator for a long time now, teaching Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. And last time I forgot to mention, we got your book also, Srimad Bhagavatam at a glance.
Yeah.
She's also author of Bhagavatam studies. She teaches all Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta. And between her and Gurujan Prabhu, they taught every single sloka of the whole Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. This is a ISKCON world record. And she has been living in Vrindavan now, last 33 years now. And she is still teaching and educating. And of course now she is also initiating Guru of ISKCON. So first female Guru. After a long time, and ISKCON is convinced to allow Mataji to also initiate, also teach, and so on and so forth. I won't speak too long, but please welcome Her Grace Narayani Mataji to be Haribo.
So we should go to verse 18. 2, 4, 18. Verse 18. No. It's not verse 18. No. Are you?
2.4518.
No.
Yes.
Show me the verse. Show me how, bigger. Yeah, bring it here. That's right. Maybe I can't see so far. Oh, yeah, right. That's correct. They look too small for me over there. Because it's long, you know. I was thinking that looks too small. From here. From here it's small. Okay. Very good. Om Gana Purandasa Dhananjaya Shalakaya Chakshunitamena Kushama Kripavari. So I'd like to welcome you to the second and last day of our seminar on prayers for Sukadeva Gosvami for empowerment to serve Krishna. So we will read this verse. I will stay one line, you can repeat after me. Okay? Yat Kahunam Rapulindapo Kasha Yat Kahunam Rapulindapo Kasha Abhir Shumbha Yavana Kasa Abhir Shumbha Yavana Kasa Inech Papaya Papashaya Shaka Inech Papaya Samay Avishnave Namaha So, Kirat Gun Andra Kulinda Ukasha Avira Shumba Yavana, members of the class and races, even though those addicted to sinful act can be purified by taking shelter of devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Okay. Somebody having something somewhere? Maybe better see if we can, yeah, tell them it's time for class. Hare Krishna. So, yeah, well, here's a list of people from different places in the world, or maybe even different races, you can say. Hirata is African. I don't think we have any Africans here. Huna is Germans. I don't see any Germans here also. Andhra, anybody from Andhra Pradesh? Oh, wow, we have many. Oh, so you're here in the verse here, Andhra. Andhra, we got. And Kulinda, that's Greeks. No Greeks here. Ukasha, I don't know. Abira means Aborigines. Do we have any Aborigines here? No. Yes. Shumba, I don't know. Yavana, that means, I believe it means Muslims or Malachas. So I guess I'm a Malacha. Yavana. And Kasa race. Kasa is Chinese. No Chinese here. No. Okay. So here's the rest of us. Even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisance unto him. So most of us here are in the category of others. So we belong also, all of us belong to the, but I mean it's not a very wonderful group to belong to because it's just people who are sinful. But we have come to the level of taking shelter of the devotee, so we are purified. So isn't that nice? And it doesn't matter who you are, where you're coming from, you can be a devotee. That's your natural right as a human being. You can serve Krishna. Nobody can take that away from you. That's your natural birthright. And so, yes, in the purport, I don't know where, if the leadership of world affairs is entrusted to devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been started, by the grace of the Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world. So yeah, before we met Prabhupada in America, oh, you found it. You're fast. Good. That was, you found that. Thank you. And so, Prabhupada wanted a revolution. Before we joined in America, some of us were hippies, and we also wanted a revolution. We didn't accept the way our parents were doing things. And we thought, but the problem with the idea of the hippie revolution is you bring somebody else down, and then you can do the same thing that they're doing, and be the leader. And that's what usually happens in these revolutions. That you have to bring somebody else down, and then what's the difference to you and them? You just do the same nonsense thing. But Prabhupada was different. He wanted a revolution in everyone's heart. So we said, yeah, we're for revolution. And so the problem, we thought, in 18 days we're going to conquer the world. Well, after a few years we realized it's going to take much longer. And so here we are again. And what Prabhupada did say was that ISKCON will save the world in its darkest hour. So we have to wait for the darkest hour, unfortunately, but it looks like it's coming fast. I read the news today, it was like, okay, here we go. But we have to be ready to save the world. That we have to be ready and prepared. So again in the purport, there's a quote, Prabhupada says, in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord There is no bar to becoming a devotee of the Lord. Women, shooters, or Vaishyas, they're considered less intelligent. And if you become a devotee, you can go back to Godhead. Only one qualification, you take shelter of a pure devotee. There we go. It's up there. Pure devotee of the Lord who has thorough knowledge in the science of Krishna, Gita, and Bhagavatam. So we just have to know Gita and Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says, if you know, you become a pure devotee and a guru for the general mass of people. Just Bhagavatam and Gita, that's all you need to know. And
Only 18,000 verses.
yeah. Well, you know, anyway, that's Prabhupada's miracle. Each and every one of us is an example of Prabhupada's compassion, of Prabhupada's mercy. We would not be here because when he wrote his poems on arrival in America, he said to Krishna, you know, if you like, you can deliver these people. But then he said something that is the reason why we are here. Prabhupada said, I wish that they be delivered. If a devotee desires something, must get. Krishna must fulfill it. So Prabhupada desired that we be delivered. So we are here. He tried. Yeah, we made it so far. You have to keep going though. Keep going. So here's, I want to share with you a poem by His Holiness Indraduma Swami. The other day I noticed a man during my japa session who stared at me in disbelief as I walked in contemplation. He studied me for quite some time, yet showed some hesitation, but finally, coming to my side, he began conversation. I met your master, he said quite fondly, many years ago. I know him well. He spoke to me and gave my life great hope. Since then, I followed the instructions he gave to us that night. I chant God's name without cessation, and do all the things he said are right. I neither smoke nor drink, nor take intoxication. I've given up meat and sex as well, types of relation. Every day I think of him and pray to him as well, for he has saved me from material life as I would surely have gone to hell. With that he smiled and took my hand and asked to meet you once again. When I told him you'd since departed, he said, I've lost my dearest friend. For since that day he heard from you many years ago, his only goal in life had been to practice what you taught. But just before he started to leave, my curiosity got the best of me, and I inquired, dear sir, please tell me now where you met my master and how this came to be. Oh yes, he said, 15 years ago on this very day, I walked the streets in desperation, looking for a drink. And suddenly I heard his voice within the hall that night. Looking through the door, I tried to take a peek. It was late at night. His programming had finished, except for his few last words. So, take this Krishna consciousness seriously and you'll leave this material world. But you must give up meat, sex, and drugs. And please, no mental speculation. And every moment that you have, chant God's name without cessation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Suddenly the program was over, and he left the stage amidst the roar of those very names he had given, the names of our beloved Lord. So now you see why I feel bereft of his divine association. For I saw him briefly for just a moment, but he showed me true perfection. I came into his presence for a fraction of his time, but his instructions entered my heart and made my life life. Now you tell me he's gone. Where will I turn to, Doctor? Where is that person now whom I want to serve forever? Fear not, my friend. I took his hand, led him toward the temple, where Prabhupada is forever and his followers live with him. Moment's association with pure devotee and shows the path to perfection. Once we start, if we persevere, surely have his association. So come with me now, see his mercy, be devoted with him, live devotees, and share joy of eternal life. Remember the words of the great Thakur who gave counsel, wise and just. The Vaishnavas died to live, and living tried to spread around. So, Prabhupada is so merciful that keep taking shelter of us. So this So, body, give the so much a chance, they will contaminate the mind. The shit, pulling it off the mind. Wants to go where it wants to go. There we go. He's independently thoughtful, but this is the problem. We have no idea. So don't give up. So I'm just to say the English of it. He is the super soul and the supreme lord of all location of the Vedas, religious scriptures and austerities. He is worshipped by Lord Brahma and Shiva and all those who are transcendental to all pretensions. Being so revered with awe and veneration, may the Supreme Absolute be pleased with me. Okay. So, yes. The goal of life is to please Krishna, so Sukadeva is begging, be pleased. But there's a very interesting word here, Gathavyalika, means those who can worship Krishna, they're above pretension. So I'm going to ask you, what does it mean? What does pretension mean, actually? Pretension. Who can tell me? There are many meanings, actually. You can just think of one meaning.
To showing something what you are not?
Yeah, showing something that you're not. Pretending to be something that you are not. Actually, we're all pretending to be this body, but we're not the body. We're all pretending in one way. And if you think you're the body, that's not good. And then you're really pretending. Because we're not the body, we're the servant of Krishna. So yes, we're pretending to be the body. We may not this and that. Okay, any other ideas of pretension? What is pretension? To act? Act how? Yes, okay. You think one thing, you say another, and you do it another. Yeah, they're not together. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions are all different. They're all separate. So that's also called hypocrisy. Now, Prabhupada talks another interesting. Anybody else have some other idea of what is pretension?
Pretending to be the master, like
Pretending to be the master. Okay, that's another type of pretending. So the Prabhupada says
Something that comes before tension is pretension.
pretension before tension. Yeah, if you pretend, if you have pretension, you will have tension. That's right, you'll have, definitely. So, Prabhupada said pretension means doing something but you have another motive. You're saying, you're pretending to be helpful, but then instead of being helpful, you do the opposite. And you say bad things. When you're with the person, you say nice things, and when you're not with the person, you say opposite, you say bad things, all around, So that's also pretension. Now, Srila Prabhupada, in the purport, he says there are three kinds of people who have pretension. The karmis are one type, the jnanis are another type. They're pretending, they want to be God, they pretend to be God as best they can, but can't compete with Krishna, for sure. And then the yogis, they want some mystic powers, so they're also pretending to be God. Karmis are also pretending to be God. They have their little circle, or there might be a boss of a business, or there might be the boss of the family. There's that kind of pretension. The Prabhupada in the purport says Arjuna, in the beginning, he placed himself as someone, one of those who desire, this is paragraph 2, who desire self-satisfaction. So, he desired not to fight, but to make him desireless, the Lord preached Bhagavad Gita. So then he became without pretension. So it's interesting, Prabhupada said he placed himself. He wasn't really he wasn't really one of us. He wasn't really someone who was in illusion. He placed himself. Interesting that Prabhupada says that. Because it looks like he was an illusion. He was arguing so many things. Now, at the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, how to become free from pretension. Ultimately, he is realized by the pretension-less devotees only. Therefore, special stress is given to devotional service of the Lord, Srila Sukadeva Goswami. So, yeah. Devotional service helps to be free from pretension. Now, verse 20. Now, you have to say this first. This is mentality of a devotee who is free of pretension. He sees Krishna in many, many ways. So we will say this first. Shriyapati Yapati Pajapati Shriyapati Yapati Pajapati Diyambati Lokapati Tarapati Diyambati Lokapati Tarapati Ajirgatisham Gavishisatam Ajirgatisham Gavishisatam Visidatame Bhagavan's Dampati. May Lord Shri Krishna, who is the worshipful Lord of all devotees, protector and glory of all kings like Andhika Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty, husband of all goddesses of fortune, director of all sacrifices, the leader of all living entities, controller of all intelligence, proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, supreme incarnation on earth, be merciful upon me. So here we have some Sanskrit words, and I'm going to ask you, because you probably understand this closely indeed, what is the meaning? What is the meaning of Shriyapati? Lord of the goddess of fortune, you got it. Who is that? Who said that? Kala. Oh, good. You're listening. Thank you. Yagyapati. Huh?
That's the owner of all sacrifices.
Lord of sacrifice. Yeah, very good. Lord of sacrifice, Prajapati. The Lord of Praja, or the people. Yeah, we want English. Praja is the word. What's Praja? Yampati.
Sorry, what? Niyapati?
Tiyam. Yeah, intelligent. Tiyam means intelligent. Lokapati.
Proprietor of all planets.
Planets, good. And Tarapati. Tara. I can't hear you.
Lord of Earth.
Earth. Very good. Yeah, Lord of Earth. Okay, so in this purport, Prabhupada gives a word for each, a paragraph for each of these words, so you can understand. How is he the Lord of Lakshmi? Because Prabhupada says he displayed the activities of his pleasure potency in his Ras Leela. And he's the Lord of sacrifice, Yajapati, because he's the Lord of Sankirtan Yoga, Prabhupada says. So if you are doing Harinam Sankirtan, then he is your Lord. And if you do Sankirtan, Harinam, Yagya, three things will happen. You will never have a problem with money. You'll always have enough money to live. Number two, you'll get purified. You can purify. And number three, you will have natural promotion into spiritual existence. By the holy name, that's how we understand who we really are. The holy name reveals to us our true identity. Who we are. We don't know, most of us. We know we're spiritual. Okay, spiritual being. But who are you? Are you a gopi? Are you a flower? Are you a, who are you? Are you a cowboy boy? Are you a mother, father? So, yeah, by chanting, we can know that. And then, Lord of Intelligence, leader. Yeah. He's our leader because he's maintaining it. He's providing everything. Intelligence. Srila Prabhupada says that one is highly intelligent by the grace of the Lord, and one is a fool by his own control. It's up to him if you get a lot of intelligence. But actually, you can get as much intelligence as you like. Women, Shudras, Vaishyas, most of us are in that category here. Might be a few Brahmins from initiation. But, so where do we get our intelligence? It's from Super Soul. Super Soul is given intelligence. So if you think you need more intelligence, there's a way to get it. You have to connect with Super Soul. How do you connect? You chant Hare Krishna, and you connect. See, when I used to teach, I had to teach Bhagavatam. Sometimes I would not understand a verse. So I would read the verse and chant one round, and then I would get it. Oh yeah, so many ideas, which weren't coming from me. So that's how you get intelligence. By connecting with Super Soul. You have unlimited intelligence, the Lord in the heart. In fact, there was one devotee, he's no longer with one of my godbrothers, he's not with us now. But, he was sent to Germany, he was an American sent to Germany to preach. And Prabhupada said, "Where are the German books?" He was thinking, I'm not German, I can't translate, how am I supposed to do it? Then he asked Prabhupada, so what should I do? And Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna. And you'll get intelligence, what to do. And he said, yeah, Prabhupada didn't micromanage us. Like people are telling me now, work at home, sometimes you're getting micromanaged. They're watching what you're doing on your computer. It's like a big brother watching you, or almost like Super Soul. It's worse than before, I'm told. Because I know, as I said before, the lady who took me to the beach had to bring her computer and phone with her so she could be online. And where is that? Melbourne. So, no. So he said Prabhupada did not micromanage us. He expected us to use our creative intelligence to serve him. So then this devotee, he looked up, and then Prabhupada said there's a kind of a genius in everyone's heart. Every living entity has a kind of genius. So this devotee looked up the word genius in the English dictionary. And the definition of genius was indwelling deity. Can you believe that? So, yeah, we all have the indwelling deity genius in our heart. And if we connect, we can get as much intelligence as we want, even if we're less intelligent. Doesn't matter. We can get intelligence. So, okay, Krishna's the owner because he created it. We might have created this house, but where did we get the ingredients to make this house? Where did the people who sell them to you get? Where did they get it? Where did they get the, with everything? It's from Krishna, the creator, original creator is Krishna. Oh, there was one life member in Calcutta. And so Prabhupada was talking to him. And so he was saying, what are you manufacturing? He said, glass. And Prabhupada said, so what is that made of? Oh yeah, sand and silica. And I said, so Prabhupada said, where did that come from? And so he said, yes, of course, Bob, I didn't make it, I made it. So Prabhupada said, so you are stealing from God. Some rich Marathi. And so, but the man would say, but I'm just a small thief. So Prabhupada said, no, you should give you can help us. Another one, he said, oh, Prabhupada, I can't sleep tonight, I have all these, I have all this tension. Prabhupada, oh, why don't you give one of your factory saws? We will relieve you if you change your problem. But no, Swamiji, it's okay. Get his address. Prabhupada was very funny. Krishna is the real owner. Parapati, Lord of the earth. And then again, this is Prabhupada gives the example. Krishna had 16,108 wives. Do you all believe that? Or maybe not everyone. But when I was a new bhakti, maybe 1 month in the temple, and they told me this, Krishna has 16,108 wives, and I said, oh my. I was kind of hoping there was room for one more. Anyway, but yeah, and that's the proof that he is the Lord of the earth. And so there was a court case against him in Poland, against Krishna, because he's immoral. There's a Christian nun who made a court case. Krishna is immoral, he cannot be God. 16,108 wives he had. So then she was on the stand and the devotee asked her, so, as a nun, what was your vow that you took to become a nun? She wouldn't say. So he read the vow. I vow to marry Jesus. Then he said, how many nuns are there in the world now? A few million. Who's immoral? Anyway, yeah, there you go. And that's Krishna. And so he comes here to take us back to him. Now we will go to verse 21, only the English, and not the Sanskrit. It is the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who gives liberation by thinking of his lotus feet at every second, following in the footsteps of authority. The devotee in trance can see the absolute truth. The alerted mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. May the Lord be pleased with me. Now, in this purport, this really good purport, so we'll read most of it. Mystic yogis, after strenuous effort to control the senses, may be situated in a trance of yoga just to have a vision of the super soul within. So yeah, how many of you are yogis? You can do this? See the Lord in heart? No yogis here. I know a few yogis actually, but yeah, they're not with us today. So what can you do? Prabhupada says, but the pure devotee, simply by remembering the lotus feet at every second, try that one day. Try to remember the lotus feet of Krishna at every second. And once becomes established in real trance, because by such realization his mind and intelligence are completely cleansed of the disease of material enjoyment. So that's the first thing. First you have to remember Krishna's lotus feet in your heart. Second, the pure devotee thinks himself fallen in the ocean of birth and death. Okay, so do you feel like that sometimes? You're fallen, you feel like you're fallen there, ocean of birth and death? No, you don't. Well, that's good. Well, you must be very close to Krishna.
We do.
Because otherwise, you feel it. Like my son, he's very funny. One time he put a picture of the ocean, and his hand was up saying, I don't know what it means. He was putting one finger up, that's all that was coming out of the ocean. And so I wrote back and I quoted the verse, oh Lord, I fall into the ocean of earth and dust, please pick me up and make me an atom of dust. The Lord speak. And so that's the fact. We think we're on top, but actually we're drowning in that ocean. So yeah, it's good if you don't feel that. That means you are really protected by Krishna. And number 3, he incessantly prays to the Lord to lift him up. He only aspires to become a speck, treads in the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So we chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada said we should chant like a child crying for its mother. If any of you are mothers, you have heard that, or even grandmothers or grandfathers. You hear that, it doesn't go away. You hear the child crying, like a child cry first. You hear the child crying, and when they're serious, the mother will go. The mother knows the difference between a real cry and a fake cry, a pretentious cry. So, so we want to, when we chant, to make that short, that verse from Shastra, please accept me. Please accept me. So we chant like that. And then one day Krishna comes, and Krishna, if we chant nicely, attentively, Krishna will come, Prabhupada says this in his purport, in his lecture. Krishna will come, and Krishna will say, please accept me. So that day will come. It will come. Please accept me. And so that's our one problem of the day, as we said already, how to accept Krishna. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Here we have another verse. Not bad. There's an analogy in this purport that the sweat of my mind go to your lotus feet. And so, that's that quote. I have seen swans in a lake. It wasn't exactly lotuses, but it's some kind of lily that comes up. This is in Ireland. Where our island is, there's swans there too in the lake. And the swan likes to dive in and get entangled in the lotus stem. So the swan is compared to our mind. Let my mind be entangled in your lotus somehow. Now if the mind is entangled, there, so we have to get it out. And Prabhupada says, let's see this verse, verse 21. Learned mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. So some people, when they think of God, they have their own ideas. God could be like this, God could be like that. They don't know. So Prabhupada says in the purport somewhere, the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to such mental speculators because they cannot enter into the network stem, the lotus stem of the Lord. All material speculators differ in conclusions. At the end they make a compromise saying, as many conclusions, as many ways. So whatever you like. In India we have that. Everyone's a Gita authority there. And they will tell you their idea of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, Jatamat Jatapat. How do you say that? Jatamat Jatapat. Whatever you want, it can be. There was such a person when I was searching for gurus, and he wrote a book. I'm okay, you're okay. So then Prabhupada said, I'm okay, you're not okay. Anyway, it was Prabhupada. He had a sense of humor. Another thing, a really good statement in the purport is just a few lines down from what you have. The Lord is not like a shopkeeper trying to please all sorts of customers in the mental speculator exchange. Today, we have such a mental speculator exchange. Can anybody tell me the name of that mental speculator exchange?
Social media.
Stock exchange.
Huh?
Stock exchange.
No.
Facebook.
Facebook, you got it. What's on your mind? You have 4,000 people following you. Oh my God. What's on your mind? Oh, do you really want to know? Something like, imagine if there was a loudspeaker to your mind and everybody could hear what you were thinking. Would that be good? Well, we have Facebook where you can share what's on your mind with thousands. If you have friends, 1,000 friends. Anyway, so yeah, we do have it. Prabhupada was very prophetic in his purport that there is a speculator exchange. Who would think there is? It exists. What's on your mind? That's it. And they tell you what's on their mind, you tell them what's on your mind, and there you go. So how do we see the Lord? how to get self-realization later on in the purport, the humbleness of the Lord, humility. That he reveals himself to some when he's fully satisfied by the devotee's service attitude. So remember yesterday we talked about a mystery of Krishna consciousness that the non-devotees do not understand. If anybody remembers what that mystery was, but not yesterday, day before yesterday, I mean it's a long time ago, so you might forget. We forget what we did yesterday.
How to basically love Krishna.
Love Krishna, very good. Prema. Prema is the mystery of what we have that other people don't have, who don't believe in God. We're not taking our other religions. They also have that as their goal. I mean, in Christian, Jesus said, love the Lord with all your heart, your mind, your body. That was his first instruction, main instruction. And the second one was love your neighbor as yourself. So if you see Krishna, everyone's heart, you will automatically love. First you love Krishna, and if you love Krishna, you will see Krishna in everyone's heart. So that would be good. Okay, verse 22, we will say together. Prachadikayena parasarasati Vitam Bhatajasya Sati Smriti Vidhi Vitam Bhatajasya Sati Smriti Vidhi Salakshana Prabhutirabhaktirasata Salakshana Prabhutirabhaktirasata Same Vishinam Rishava Prasiddhatam Same Vishinam Rishava Prasiddhatam. May the Lord, who in the beginning of the creation amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from his heart, inspired him with full knowledge of creation and of his own self, who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me. So, that is verse 22. I'll just summarize a little of the purport that Prabhupada says, we living beings can have 78% of Krishna's knowledge. 78%. But in small, like a drop, not like what Krishna has. He has it all. He has all of it. We have a drop. But that's okay. But now, even that much we forgot. We forgot it. So Krishna in the heart can give it to us again. And how does he do that? Well, we need to chant Hare Krishna and serve him. Then he becomes pleased. So, in the purport in the beginning, in first canto, second chapter, verse 21, Prabhupada tells what happens if we listen to Bhagavatam, if we follow the instructions of the Guru. What happens? Prabhupada says, what's happening? If we had a video in our heart, what will we see? In the purport, Prabhupada said, Krishna turns on the light. That's the first thing. First thing that happens, he turns the lights on, and we see, oh, these are all my bad qualities. That might be the first thing we see. and oh my gosh, so many anarthas I have. Oh, and desires you never had in this life. But we've been here millions of earths, so it comes, when you start cleaning a house, if you didn't clean it for a year or two, the dust will start to rise when you clean. So when we chant our unclean heart from millions of births, the dust starts to rise, and we say, oh my God, I don't never desire that, you know. So we don't think it's your desire now. It's from previous lives, and don't go after it. That's important. And so first he turns on the light. Now there's another problem in the heart. There's a big knot there. And it's called ahankara. It's false ego. And it's tying a knot. If you have a knot, it means two things are tied together. So what is being tied together but the knot of false ego? You could say something's being tied together here. What are the two things?
Attachment?
No, attachment and what?
Matter.
Is it desire?
No.
Something that's not good, which is false.
No, well, you're getting closer. I'll tell you.
Indifference?
Soul and super soul.
No, soul is right.
Soul and super soul.
No,
Soul
soul and
Mind.
body. Our false ego is tying our soul to this body. Or another way you could say it is tying matter and spirit together. False ego is tying matter to spirit. We don't need the matter. We're spiritual beings. We don't need this body, actually. But now it's very useful because we can make ourselves perfect and go back to Godhead. So therefore we don't commit suicide, it's not the way to go. That's Godhead. We do need this body now, but in order to live, we don't really need it. The soul never does. So we can live without it. And we do when we go to Krishna Loka, we can live without this material body. We don't need it. We have a spiritual body. And the good news is that we don't get over 16 years old. That's why, even when you're old, you may forget that you're old. I don't know if I told that in this class, but when I went to, last year I went to visit my family, my 5-year-old granddaughter said to me, "Grandma, you're wrinkled all over." And I said, "Yeah, but inside I feel very young." Like the 15-year-old. So anyway, yeah, you forget sometimes that you're old and you do crazy things. Think you're still young. Yeah, right. So, but anyway, yes, that's a fact, and that's the best age. If you tell a young kid who's like 10 years old, "You look like 16." Yeah, I'm big. And if you tell a 40-year-old lady, "You look like 16." Best age. 16 is very good. Sweet 16 is. So we want to go there and be that because that's who we are. We're 16 or younger, and younger too. Majaris are younger, covered boys. Yeah. And there are toddlers. All the ages are there, but not above 16. You don't get, because you don't get older, and you don't get sick, or you don't die, and all the problems we have here are gone. It's a problem because we have this body. But when you go there, how much our body. So yes, please go to verse 23. I'll just read it English. Good. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enlivens the materially created bodies of elements lying down in the universe, and who in his Purusha incarnation causes the living being to be subjected to the 16 divisions of material modes which are his generator, who pleased to decorate his statements. Now the purport is more understandable than the verse. The verse is kind of complicated. So we'll go to the beginning of the purport. The Sukadeva is dependent. So first of all, he invokes the pleasure of Krishna. So if you want to be an instrument, the first thing you do is try to please Krishna. And a good way is to pray. Or you can do it in Shiva Puja too. That's really cool. And then it's very helpful. So, second, he declines to take credit for anything done by himself. So first, we want to please Krishna, try to please Krishna, sweet words. And then, like if someone tells you, "Oh, that was great class, you did really good." Yeah, Prabhupada, somehow he's using me to be an instrument, so that's cool. Then third, he wants to move by the direction of the Lord. Krishna has a plan, and we're part of the plan. And we want to move in that direction, Krishna's direction. And number 4, he has no desire to become a self-appointed interpreter without authority. So in India, when Prabhupada first came to the U.S., he said there were 650 different divas available. And how come so many Gitas? And even now it must be 2,000. Why? Why are there so many Gitas? Prabhupada said, because if someone writes his own book, no one will read it. So they put Bhagavad Gita into by such and such translation. So they get their name with Bhagavad Gita, and people buy it because it's Gita. But no, we don't do that. We don't want to become a self-appointed interpreter without authority. To write our own Gita. No. And fifth, at the end of the purport, Sukadeva prays to the mercy of the Lord, not only for being helped personally, presenting the truth, but also for helping others to whom he would like to speak. Yes, so again, as I said, the devotee is always thinking of others. When I was in Melbourne, I was giving a lecture at a home program, and one young girl, I think she must have been, maybe between 12 and 14, at the end, she was concerned. She was asking about, because we were talking about going back to Godhead, and I was talking about that we all have a spiritual bank account. And we have a spiritual bank account, but before we were devotees, we had a material bank account. And so that material bank account is being kept, the accountant is Yamaraja's secretary, Chittagupta. So he's, okay, this in, that's in, he's counting. And in your spiritual bank account, Prabhupada says, Krishna is the accountant. And he's counting, 8 prasadam today, chanted this many rounds, every bite you take. And Krishna's counting. And took prasadam, and chanted, offered obeisances, going in a spiritual bank account. I told my son Govinda, you have to put something into your spiritual bank account now. And my son Govinda said, Mom, I don't worry. I have a joint account with you. True, but you still have to do the work. So yeah, that's fact. The spiritual bank account we have, we should keep it up. Otherwise, we might go back to Yamaraja's bank account. Our material account. We don't want to go back there. So the last verse is very interesting. Very interesting purport. So we will read the verse, verse 24. Namastasmai Bhagavate Namastasmai Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vedase Vasudevaya Vedase Papurjanamayam Saumya Papurjanamayam Saumya Yanmukham Uruhasabam Yanmukham Uruhasabam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri incarnation of Vasudeva, who compiled the Vedic scriptures. The pure devotees drink up the nectarian, transcendental knowledge dropping from the lotus-like mouth of the Lord. So the purport is a very interesting explanation. Where is this nectar coming from? From the mouth of Lord Krishna. So when I was in Vrindavan one time, I was lecturing to the Gurukul boys, and it was on Radharani's appearance day, Radhashtami. So one little boy asked me, did Radharani go to Gurukul? And I said, no. She had a different way to learn. This purport will tell us how did Radharani learn. So very, very interesting purport. We're going to go down to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says, the nectar from the mouth of Lord Krishna is transferred to his different consorts. And thus, they learn the finest arts of music, dance, dressing, decorations, and all such things relished by the Lord. Such music, dance, and decorations enjoyed by the Lord are certainly not anything mundane, because the Lord is addressed in the very beginning as para, or transcendental. So then we'll go down. Srila Vyasadeva has compiled Vedic literature to revive the lost memory of conditioned souls about their eternal relation with the Lord. So, listen to the next sentence. One should therefore try to understand the Vedic scriptures or the nectar transferred by the Lord to his consorts in the conjugal humor from the lotus-like mouth of Vyasadeva or Sukadeva. By gradual development, transcendental knowledge one can rise to the stage of the transcendental arts of music and dance displayed by the Lord in his Rasa Lila. So, Prabhupada is saying that what Krishna gave to the gopis by kissing is what we are getting. Srimad Bhagavatam is that, from Krishna's mouth. And he gave it to the gopis that way, we're getting it from the mouth of Sukadeva and Prabhupada. Same thing. So, isn't that nice? Now the last sentence is the clincher. The pure devotees of the Lord, however, can equally relish the nectar in the form of profound philosophical discourses and the form of kissing by the Lord in rasa dance, as there is no mundane distinction between the two. So isn't that interesting? Where are we getting Bhagavatam from? This is Rasa Lila. From Rasa Lila. So, yes, if we hear Bhagavatam, then take your rush back and take that. He needs to eat over there.
But not ring the bell loudly.
Huh?
Not ring the bell loudly. No need to.
Yeah, he has to go over there. Well, maybe he can eat from here, but I think it's better if he moves and sees
Yeah,
when he's eating.
after you came, the prasad was increased here. I was hungry.
It's more extra.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, so any questions, comments? We finished? Great. Sukadeva. Very interesting, the last purport. Right from Canto 2, it's Rasa Lila. Canto 3 also, purpose of creation. The Lord wanted to wake us up so we can join him. In that purport, it says that we need to join the Rasa Lila, and that's why we're here. To be perfect, we go back and join Krishna's dancing. All right, so any questions?
Mataji, thank you so much for these amazing realizations. Prabhupada has given the purport. My question is, I've heard this often, that the way we join the Rasa Leela of Lord Krishna is to join the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. Is that the counterpart?
Yes, Golokya Premadhan, Harinam. So this is Premadhan, Harinam. The Sankirtan, it's Premadhan, it's the giver of Prema. It's coming from Goloka. It's not from this world. And it's also called Radharani's Tantra. It's her mantra. It's Radharani's mantra. When Krishna left the Rasa Leela dance, and the gopis were searching, finally, and Krishna, the prophet said, they came back to Jamuna and started chanting Hare Krishna. That's what he says in Krishna book. So it is coming from the spiritual world. Yes, and it is the method. Harinam, the holy name, is the way that we can go back to God. It reveals our identity, reveals our identity in different levels. First, the name is the same as Krishna. Second, we get the qualities of, understand the qualities. Then we understand the Leela, or we may see the Leela. And then after that, we understand who we are in the Leela, and we can participate. So the holy name gives all of those things. So definitely it is Harinam Sankirtan. Premadan, Golokya, Premadan. What is the wealth of Goloka? Prema. What is the Prema? What gives us Prema? It's Golokya Premadan, Harinam Sankirtan. Yeah, that's great. I think Bhakti Thakur. I can't remember our now. Who says that? Okay, any other question? Oh, yes, okay, have a question.
Thank you once again, Mataji, for a wonderful class. I just feel that you should stay here in Sydney then.
Yeah, I also feel that way. But this year my schedule is all crazy. I was planning to come here for a whole week. Planning to go to Govardhan for 2 weeks. And Melbourne also, none of it worked.
Sure.
I was 3 weeks in Brisbane, somehow or other.
Lucky
But
this.
it was a lot of things happened during that 3 weeks, but I understood, okay, that's why. No, then I understood why, okay, Krishna, I accept it. But we'll do better next year, because this year I started late, at the end of August. It was, it was already occupied, all the places were occupied already, where I wanted to go. So next year I'll start in July, to make preparation.
You get a leap month next year. This
Week, month. Yeah, I'm gonna, next year will be January whole, and plus 2 weeks in February. December I will be, I'll be busy. So next year, because everything's late. The Govardhan retreat will be till mid-December. Yeah. Anyway, so January, next year will be better. I'll definitely make it a priority.
Hari
Yeah,
That's
here, love you.
Thank you, Mataji. Just one question from this class was, when you mentioned that we may have desires from our previous births, because millions of births what were taken. So you also mentioned that one should not entertain those desires, just let it go. So I just want to ask you, what is the best way to not entertain those thoughts? Just how to...
Okay, just know, first of all, we know we're not the body. Second, you must know you're not the mind also. That's not me. You know yourself. You know something. I mean, you know a lot. More than, since you became a devotee, you know more about yourself than before. And then when those things come, no, that's not me. Or even Maya comes, and no, that's not me. Sorry. It's your problem, not my problem. Yeah. Maya will come and say, oh, this is, no, not my problem, it's your problem. Yeah, no, it's not me. I'm not that. No. I don't have that myself. No. It may come up, but, do you have it now? Is that what you have now, or is it something, where it came from? Yeah. You have to know yourself. Be introspective. Okay, any
Sure.
other
Thank you.
questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the wonderful class. Practical tips you give always, very encouraging. We are reading the Canto 5, the group of devotees. We do some reading every day.
Okay.
But what I found was that the slokas are little bit, the words are very tricky. It's very hard to read.
Oh, is it prose? The prose part?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
verses are very
Prose, prose, yeah, that's
So
all
how
prose.
do we
It's not poetry, it's prose.
prose? Okay. So it's very hard to pronounce also. So what
Yeah,
would be
there's
the
no
best
need to
way to
repeat it. I would just the speaker can say it.
Okay.
Because no one can follow.
Yeah, it's very hard.
No, when it's poetry, then you can do, there's a song, there's a, tune that goes with it.
Yeah.
There's no real tune for prose.
Prose.
Yeah, just as you like.
Oh.
But, so yeah, and I don't expect people to repeat it when I give a class and there's a prose verse.
Oh.
I don't have that. I know it's not possible. Impossible.
Thank you. Thank you.
So don't worry about it.
got exemption.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
And back there, is that our little girl? Oh, our swimming partner.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the class. You were mentioning that the devotee of Krishna, they want to serve the Lord, and they are always in the mood of prayer, that we are fallen in this ocean of birth, and that we hear a lot about the nature of this world, that this is Dukhalayam. We hear a lot about the nature of people, about this Kali Yuga. Still, we do not develop this taste for the world, and forget about that, we don't develop taste for the holy name either, despite hearing so much about it, that yes, we are fallen in this ocean.
Yeah. So what's the question?
So despite hearing, how do we practically realize this? Because
Realize that the world is miserable?
yes, that we are fallen in this birth, and
We're
that because
fallen.
yeah,
How do we You better not ask that question, Sri Krishna. I might test you on he might test you to help you realize it. But how do we realize that the world is miserable? Just wait for old age, but it will take a long time for you. And disease comes. Then do you think, are you happy when you're sick? You're miserable. And we're not free from disease, old age. When Prabhupada he was old, we were young, he said, don't think it won't happen to you. You don't think, you can't imagine what it's going to be like to be old. So, yeah. So, how do we realize it? Well, of course, it can happen to you, it can happen to your family, it can happen to your friends, and even just walking on the street. We're not here so much. In India, it's nothing is covered. You see people who have, hands and legs, even dying on the street, and beggars. You see everything. But don't worry, it will happen, but don't look for it. How do we realize? Well, yes, you can just pray also. You may not realize it, but you're in the second prayer of Shiv Shastra, you're not on the fifth prayer. Second prayer is that although you make it so easy for me to chant, I have no taste for it. So as I said in yesterday's class, you can pray for a taste, for the holy name. You can pray for a taste while you're chanting, while you're doing seva. Pray for taste. And now one thing I forgot, I kind of got distracted by the spiritual bank account. I wanted to talk about this little girl in the home program. It was maybe your age, no, maybe older, like 20, right? Yeah, so she was like 14, 15. And I was talking about the different bank accounts. And I said, well, you don't have to worry, because you're, from birth, you got the spiritual one, you didn't do anything. Yeah, two young girls like that asked me a similar question. One in Melbourne, in the temple. She's been coming to class since she's 5 years old, so she always asks questions. So she asked about the spiritual bank account. I said, you don't have to worry, you're spiritual since birth. And then the other one, I said the same thing. And she said, what about if somebody was not a devotee and he had a material bank account and now it's spiritual, what happened to the material one? And then her parents said, she's worried about us. So I said, well, the first thing I said, well, the Vaishnava is always concerned about the suffering people. And, she was worried about her parents. They might still have the material. I said, no, Krishna, he deletes that one. And he says, I protect you from all sinful reactions. That means material account is deleted. But if you leave and go back, you might get it back. You might get your material account back. Because now, as devotees, we don't get the karma we're supposed to get. It's minimized. It's much less. So, yeah, we don't get it. Like if we were in the material world, so many tragedies, so much tragedy. We don't get it. It's untoken. Okay, any other questions? Oh, hello.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Mata. Actually, I have got two questions. So, the first question will be, we learn when we come to the classes, we come to the devotee association, we learn that we have to be humble. We have to become humble, and in order to understand the transcendental knowledge itself, we have to be humble and submissive, etc. But when we go out to the material world, when we go out for the normal routine, so what happens is, this humbleness is treated as a weakness or a cowardness. So there we have to always be on the top of everything, top of everyone like that, in order to survive. So, which is pretension, here or there?
Well, one of my god sisters wrote a letter to Prabhupada, but she is a book distributor, and she said, you know, when we go out to distribute, we have to be aggressive, and they tell us we have to be aggressive. But when we're in the temple, we're supposed to be humble and submissive. And Prabhupada said, yes, you're like a lion on the chase and a lamb at home. That's what Prabhupada said. And so you're like a lion on the chase. So you know you're doing your duty, you're doing your job, whatever you have to do out in the world. But you have to at the same time think of Krishna. And a good way, if you are giving a part of your income to spread Krishna consciousness, then you're working for Krishna. And you're purifying your income at the same time. Purifying your income. And you're working, you can think, oh yes, I'm going to give this, I'm doing this, I'm going to give to Krishna, I'm going to buy Krishna this, or give donation, whatever. And so that, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The next question is, Mataji, there was one of the purports you mentioned that a pure devotee, one can become a pure devotee by always thinking about the lotus feet of Krishna. Always thinking about Krishna, his lotus feet. So how can we practically apply it in our daily life?
Try during your day, be grateful to Krishna. Whatever happens, just be grateful. Thank you, Krishna. And today we were thinking of Krishna when we got a parking place. Right next to the pool, but the pool was closed. And we had to go down to the beach, and we got the parking place just next to the beach too. Just thank you, Krishna, you're looking after us. Because I can't really walk much. So it was very far from the beach. So anyway, whatever happens, just say, oh, Krishna, I see. That's you here. Take care of me, protecting me. And so, yeah. During your day, you can think of Krishna however you can. Try to think of him. You can't pray incessantly if your boss is watching you. But you can think of, try to think however you can. And it's good to do give some portion of your income to spread Krishna consciousness. Distribute books, whatever you can do, have, I don't know what else you can do, homes, coffee rickshaw, or whatever.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for your beautiful realizations and thank you for enlightening us. So I have a very, very neophyte question. That is there any difference between Bhajante and Upasate in 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita? Bhajante and Upasate. Is there any difference, critical difference between
Well, the difference, Upasate, you don't need bhajan. You can just do it like a ritual. Upasate is ritualistic. And bhajan is from the heart, devotion. Upasate worship, it's also worship, but it's more like ritualistic worship. But bhajan is bhakti.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Is bhajan. I think that is end of 6th chapter.
9th chapter.
Oh, sorry, 9th chapter.
9th chapter Bhagavad Gita.
I can remember.
Consecutive shlokas are there.
Oh.
In one it is I think 15 and 16 maybe.
No, 59. There's no 59. There's 34 is verses. Chapter 30. In chapter 9, but in 6th chapter is there in purport, and that's why I understand.
Mother, I think 15 or 16.
15 or 16?
14, 15.
And
No.
16 two together in 9th chapter.
No, 15,
And that
16, no.
is
14, Nitya
14.
Bhajante Ananya.
Okay.
Satyam Kirtan.
Okay, so that's, yeah. As far as I remember, well, there was a purport in 6th chapter that talks more about that. And that's what I was remembering. That purport, where it probably distinguishes with Bhajante, different. He does distinguish there. But Upasate means I mean, it's used in the context of eternally worshipping Krishna. Nitya something upasadeya. Nitya yukta upasadeya.
Thank you so much, I understood.
Yeah.
Krishna, thank
Yeah,
you.
upasadeya. But it's also used in another way, which I was thinking of, that there are three different, in the Vedas, there's three different kinds of platforms. One is the karma platform, then there's the jnana, and there's upasana. So Upanishad can be taken as demigod worship, or ritualistic worship of demigods. So there's, karma kanda, jnana kanda, and upasana kanda. So I was thinking in those terms, that upasana does mean it can be expanded to demigod worship, but in the ninth chapter, even there is no difference basically in the ninth chapter of Gita, because Krishna is giving the real meaning of upasana, and that means also it's actually the same as bhajan, but it can be taken differently if you're talking about the Vedas. Talking about the Vedas, then it's okay, then we go over it. It's ritualistic. But actually, in the ninth chapter, it can be taken as the same as bhajan, because it's the real meaning of upasana. There is another meaning, upasana kanda. So that was remembering sixth chapter, I believe, right? Probably talks about bhajan. Clarify. Yeah, there's karmakan, jnanakan, upasana. And so, yeah. But, as devotees, the ninth chapter is all about bhakti. So then the term upasana can be taken as bhajan, the same thing. But you have to see the context of how the word is used. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah. Oh, one more. Last one.
There.
This is the last question.
Anybody want to ask?
No, I don't see anybody.
So this is from continuation from yesterday, Mataji. We were discussing
Yesterday's
about
class.
We're discussing about pretensions and
That's today.
hypocrisy. Yeah. I asked this question yesterday, and
Oh,
with the
right.
history. So my question was that what is the actual antidote to pretension and
What
hypocrisy?
is the
Antidote
antidote
or
to
pretension.
pretension?
Yeah.
Yes, so we need to act as our real self. Pretension means we're pretending to be something we're not. So real self means we need to act as a devotee of Krishna, as a servant of Krishna. And if you're a servant of Krishna, then you're a servant of everyone. They call about servant leader. That's a new term. Even servant is a servant leader.
In the corporate world, they caught on.
Huh?
In the corporate world also they caught on.
Yes, no, it started with one man who was in the corporate world, but he associated with Prabhupada. He used to sing his tennis player, Peter Burwash. He died, but he wrote books for the corporate world. How to be a servant leader. He was the first. He was the devotee who started that. So, yeah, we have to remember who we are. We're the servant of Krishna. But it doesn't mean you're the servant of crazy people or, like abusive people. You don't serve abusive people. People who are deviating from the practice, spiritual practice. You're not the servant. But you can be serving the non-devotees. Raghunath Swami tells us how to do that. I asked him, I said, how can you be serving the non-devotees? He said, yes, because we bring them to Krishna consciousness. That's how we serve them. Because that's what Prabhupada. So we serve Prabhupada. Prabhupada wanted everyone to be a devotee. So then we can do that. Yeah, but in the corporate world, it started with one devotee. He brought that message to the corporate world, and he was trained by Prabhupada. He would have personal relationship with Prabhupada. He never took initiation. He had many long conversations with Srila Prabhupada. And later he published many books about, certain all that stuff.
What is the name of it? You said Peter?
Peter Burwash, Burwash. He had a big company training up tennis players or something. He had a big company.
There's some video.
There's video of him teaching. Yeah, he used to give seminars in even Vrindavan, I remember. He was giving
It was
seminars.
quite popular in Australia back in the 80s.
Yeah, he was alive then.
70s, yeah, 78 and so. It was quite
So,
popular.
yeah, and he and his wife could not have children. So he asked the devotees, should we adopt a girl or a boy? And all the devotees said, adopt a girl, because she won't leave you. She'll take care of you when you're old. And they're more spiritual. Girls are more spiritual than the boys. And I thought that was quite interesting. If you read the scriptures, they say the opposite. But actual experience, everyone's equal. Everyone's born Shudra. We all have equal chance. So, but that was, and they adopted 2 girls. And the girls were wonderful. One girl, her father's very rich, but she had her own little money. And she came to Vrindavan and she donated her sadham to the poor girls. And we have a school. The ISKCON has a school in Vrindavan, Sandipani Muni School, where they take, street girls, poor girls, and train them up in school. So she came there, took her money when she was like 10 years old. She had some money, and she bought food to feed all the girls, and she distributed it personally. That was his daughter, one daughter. And so, very interesting. Yeah, we knew him. He used to come and lecture. And I've seen his books. I may even have a few somewhere. About how to be a servant lady.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. We'll stop here. Yeah, we stop. Okay. Hare Krishna, glory to God.
Jai.
Shri
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada.
Jai. Thank you very much for listening and attending. Agres Narayani Mataji ki jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Just reminding you all, we have a big celebration tomorrow. The anniversary of Ram Lalla's appearance in Ayodhya. And Narayani Mataji will be there. Give us a wonderful talk on Ram Leela, Ram Katha, Ramayana.
This one.
And Friday morning she'll be giving the Bhagavatam class as well. That will be on Zoom, on the Japa Zoom ID. And if we get her time, she might join the Japa session also. Might hear some tips about Japa as well. So thank you all for coming, and now we're going to take prasadam. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.